basic pawn endgames. Well, this is kind of the mother of all pawn endgames, so to say. And it's very important to know that if it's black to move, which is the correct move? There is only one correct move in such situations. There are a number of things that you need to remember about the patterns of such endgames, because the same would work if we would push, let's say, the three pieces on the board to the E file or the F file or to the G file in this same sequence as they are positioned right now. Well, what is the story about? White has a dangerous pass pawn that already reached the 6th rank, only 2 ranks away from promotion. However, as long as the black king is in front of it, the pawn is not going anywhere. The challenge is that the black king needs to move. Black has no choice. In chess, nobody is allowed to say, I pass, I don't want to move now, your turn again. You cannot do that. So the king needs to move, but the big question is, which of these 3 squares is the correct one? For example, moving the king to E8 would lose right away, because after king E6, king D8, and the pawn advancing to D7, the king can and has to move to C7, allowing the white king to support the white pawn on D7 in its promotion on the following move to D8. It would be wrong for the same reason moving to C8 as well, because after king C6, king D8, D7, again black would have no choice but move to E7, when the white king would come to C7, and again the white pawn is unstoppable from promoting. Therefore, the only correct move is to move to the middle. So when the king goes to one side, the black king can answer going to the same side. What you need to remember about these type of endgames is that it's only important to move to the same side when the king is right next to the pawn. So here, black would answer by playing king E8, opposite white's king. And when the pawn advances, and the king goes to D8. Very importantly, now it's white's turn and not black's, and white has a choice between playing king to D6 and creating a stalemate, which ends the game in a draw, or move somewhere else and leave the pawn unprotected when black would obviously capture it, and the game again would end in a draw. So, the correct move is king D8. If the king goes to this side, king C8, D7, king D8, king D6, ending the game in stalemate. In this next example, the story is very similar with reversed colors. As you can see, now black has the extra pawn, and white should try to do the same, not allowing the pawn to get promoted unless white is ready to capture the pawn or the new queen as soon as it promotes. Well, the first rule of thumb is you'd want to keep the king right in front of the pawn if you can. In this case, it's black's turn. So let's suppose black just moves to D5, the king. Then we would want to keep our king right in front of the pawn on D3 as long as we can. Let's say black plays king E5. Now, again, we want to be kind of right in front of the pawn as much as we can. Moving to C4 would lose right away because the king E4 and then the pawn would get promoted with the help of the king. So the correct move is moving to D2, although now that the black pawn is not yet on the third rank that is two ranks away from the promotion square, but it's still 3 squares. In fact, it's not that crucial, and even king e2 would not lose the game. Although I just prefer to keep the right method staying under the pawn as much as you can. After king e4, now of course already it's very important that the king goes on the same side to e2. After d3 check, stay right under the pawn as much as you can. And here we actually have the very similar position as we had in the previous example. Very important which way the king goes. The only correct square is, that's right in the middle, to be flexible, to respond going on the same side as black's king goes. So if king c3, the answer is king c1, or if the black king goes to e3, then king e1. Remember, if the black king goes to c4, then again you have to move back right under the pawn and not to the sides. The beauty of chess. I'm absolutely a big fan of all the incredible things that can happen on the chessboard. It's just really fascinating. So this is one of those brilliances why I love chess so much. Look at this position. White is a rook ahead, but black is about to promote the pawn to a queen. For example, if white would play king d3, black would promote the pawn to a queen. White captures, king captures, and if white is trying to go after black's pawn on e6, black arrives just on time in counterattacking white's pawn on d4, and after king captures pawn, king captures, and the game is a draw. So let's go back all the way to the beginning. And here comes the brilliancy. The only move to win the game is to play a totally unexpected move. And that is rook to a1. What? That's hanging the rook. That's right. Absolutely true. King captures, and then the king locks in, so to say, in a prison, the black king, forcing black to move his other pawn to e5. Now, of course, the game would end in a draw immediately by stalemate after pawn takes pawn. But white can do better. Instead of greedy pawn takes pawn, just push through. Push, 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 and now white promotes first, and after black promotes the queen, white checkmates after a check on d4. Beautiful, isn't it? Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson.